Let's start with Steve. Hello, Steve.
Good morning, Sina. It's all about the leftovers now. That steady, heavy snow that was stacking up overnight has departed. Our forecast worked out really well. Our forecast totals that we were showing you yesterday pretty much panned out. So that is a range of snowfall. So you're just cleaning off a couple of inches of snow. Baltimore County points north, and you're cleaning up over a half a foot of snow for our southern neighborhoods as predicted. There's Federal Hill, light snow and breezy right now. So road conditions vary across the area. Some are in tip-top shape. Thanks to the crews for doing that. But there are other spots that there could be icy patches or two. And then, of course, you have your back streets, your cul-de-sacs, your alleys, which are just a sloppy mess right now. It's a light mix here this morning of snow, sleet, and light freezing drizzle. Not too many problems from that, but a wintry mix of freezing rain north and west this evening has allowed us to keep that alert day continuing just to be safe. Freezing rain is the worst of all weather. We don't want to take any chances with it. Hopefully it doesn't pan out. We'll drop that if it does. But there could be some freezing rain north and west. Snowing in Annapolis, snowing in Westminster, snowing in Hagerstown. These are leftover snow showers, everyone at or below freezing. There's that steady pipeline of light snow in the wake of that hefty snow that we saw overnight. That is moving in our direction from west to east. Notice that the batch off to the west a little more impressive than the batch over us. But round two is down to our south, and it's pinks and purples, the colors we hate to see, because that is that icy mix that is slowly advancing to the north. Temperatures at or below freezing, but they're not so cold. The road chemicals are working extremely effectively. So upper 20s to low 30s, just be very careful out there. So here's your forecast for today. We will hit a pause, a nice break, midday, early afternoon. Get outside, clean up those sidewalks and streets and driveways, because then round two comes in. And once that gets in here, it's going to just weigh down that snow and make it cement-like here, mid 30s later on this afternoon. Now, there is a part two to this storm system, but thankfully, First Alert Meteorologist Tim Williams is going to break this down. Hopefully nothing like what we dealt with part one.
Well, I'll pick up where you left off, Steve, because you talked about that transition, the part two. So we'll start here. You look at the 2 o'clock hour or so, and you see snow icons there coming down. And then you start to go into about 4 o'clock, and you start to see more of the sleet and the freezing rain. That is the problem. That's the transition we're talking about. Steve showed you on live Doppler radar how that area is to our south, those pinks and purples, and that is what we're going to be watching very slowly lifting into the area. It brings with it warmer air. Temperatures will be hovering right around freezing, and then we'll start to see those temperatures dropping for a bit of time, but just enough cold air around that we will have that wintry mix. So we're talking about that freezing rain possible early evening and then changing over to rain. Warmer air means also that with this cold ground that we're going to be dealing with potentially some fog overnight and into tomorrow morning. So the way it all plays out, temperatures today 36 degrees will help with some of the melting down, and then early evening mix, sloppy conditions. So give yourself extra time. Make sure you have washer fluid and your wipers are working well. And then patchy ice to rain, and then areas of dense fog tonight. Temperatures again only dropping to about 34 degrees. That dense fog could play into not only your overnight but tomorrow morning as well.
Welcome back. 616 watching us here at WJZ. We've been on the air since 4 a.m. walking you through what is left of the snow as it moved out of the area. 4 inches of fresh snow. I went out and verified that myself. 29 degrees out there on the WJZ Outback snow stick. Put to work. Look at that. It's even stacked on top of the sign, which shows you there wasn't too much wind, so there wasn't blowing or drifting in many areas, but you do have to remove that snow from your car and your sidewalks here this morning. So let's take a look at what we're looking at in terms of snowfall totals. Hot off the presses, Cape St. Clair in Anne Arundel County, 8 inches of snow. So that was in our higher 6 to 8 inch band. Deals, 6 inches of snow. Aberdeen up in Harford County, nearly 4 inches of snow. Timonium, as of your last measurement, about 3.5 inches of snow. Even Carroll County got about 2 to 4 inches of snow, widespread from the overnight snow. In Glendon and Baltimore County, a little over 3 inches. 4 inches right here at WJZ TV. So this snow will not be as difficult as that January snow to remove. Trust me on that one. Number one, it's not nearly as bitter cold to remove it. So you need a hat and gloves if you're going to be out there for a while, but otherwise you will not be dealing with that dangerous cold. What we're more concerned about is an evening wintry mix north and west of Baltimore City. So not so much in the city itself, but out in Carroll County, interior Baltimore County. There could be a couple of hours of freezing rain this evening before it changed to rain. after that change to rain, dense fog a possibility this evening through the morning commute tomorrow. That may lower visibility down to near nothing. That plus sloppy roads and rain falling is a recipe for a slow morning commute tomorrow. Then right around midday to tomorrow afternoon, 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts will move on through here. A quiet Valentine's Day, smiling to say that before a stormy weekend ahead with rain and snow developing Saturday, strong winds, heavy rain and flooding possible on Sunday. Current temperatures across the area: 28 in Westminster, 31 Rock Hall, 30 in Aberdeen, 30 in Odenton. Another batch of snow showers cruising through western Maryland. A lot of this starting to dry up as it enters in, but there's still enough moisture that we could get a little freezing drizzle here this morning. So even though the road conditions are pretty much really in good shape for the main highways, watch out those bridges and overpasses with that temperature below freezing. There's that concern of that icy mix with round 2, especially with that cold air trapped in some of the higher elevations in the valleys up across Carroll County. You see that at 4 o'clock. Immediately, the mix starts to pop up here while most of us are just dealing with plain rain. This is dense fog and rain moving in 5 o'clock. Meanwhile, north and west, watching that temperature right at or maybe a little below freezing. So right on 32. Treated roadways will be fine, but watch out. Those bridges and overpasses could be tough. 36 for today, 34 any ice over to rain. Dense fog here later on tonight. When does that fog form? After about 4 or 5 o'clock through the evening and overnight hours tonight. We'll have that First Alert Super 7-day forecast in the minutes ahead, including your Valentine's Day and also that stormy weekend.